Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Cori, and today I'm gonna show you how to get these gorgeous, refreshed Day 2 curls. Yes. Look at it, the shine. The world would not even spin without Cori. I love her so much we can't even stand it. She has such gorgeous curly hair. Cori, get in here! When did you wash last, just so I know?
Thursday.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is just kind of mist her hair. I'm obsessed with this spray bottle. Hairdressers, I'm sure you already know about this, but this, do you see how like even and amazing this mist is? Water is resetting the hydrogen bonds of the hair. So when you get the hair wet to dry, it's really the hydrogen bonds that we're talking about. There's multiple bonds in the hair. And so if you don't fully get it wet, like it's not resetting it, and then everything's gonna be like kind of like at different points, and you wanna try to get the canvas like even. So I'm gonna go back through with a little bit more conditioning mist just to get this hair fully kind of saturated. And I'm gonna work the water and the complete conditioning mist into her hair and remove the tangles, because basically I want you to imagine like we just got Cori like out of the shampoo bowl. Like we just washed her hair. And if you're looking at this and you're thinking like, oh my God, why are you running a brush through this curly hair? There's a method to every technique, and just wait till you see, it's gonna be fab. So I got the tangles out. I do feel with curly wavy hair, if you don't get the tangles out, you can just kind of like style like a huge tangly knot into the hair. And I'm gonna show you like a pretty quick way to style her hair curly using layering technique. So I'm gonna do a mix of instant recovery serum, air dry cream, and body foam, and this Kaze wave. I'm gonna go through with instant recovery serum first. This is our porosity equalizer. I'm gonna apply this on her ponytail first, and then run the leftovers around her face and around her hairline. So I started on the ends, and then I kind of take everything else and I'm putting it throughout the rest of her hair. I'm going to take some of my air dry cream. This is more of like the LCO, which is like liquid, which was our conditioning mist and water, and then cream, and then I'm gonna do oil with hold. Okay, so now I'm doing air dry cream in her hair on top of that instant recovery serum. And I didn't do quite as much as I would on fully clean hair because she did put product in her hair already when she washed it. And then I'm gonna take my little wide tooth comb and find our part. I'm gonna push her hair forward. Yes. Okay, that's looking awesome. Now I'm gonna take some of this Shuamura Kaze wave, and I'm gonna put this more on her mid-lengths and ends. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna do quite a bit. I'm gonna put it on the mid-lengths and ends. This is a curl defining mousse. It's called Kaze Wave. It's by Shuamura. I love it. And I'm literally just kind of like sandwiching it onto the hair. And I'm gonna do the same thing in the back. So I use like a pretty generous amount there. And you want to like, especially with curly hair, don't be afraid of product. Another thing to think about that I think is kind of a misconception with curly hair and the curl chart in general, when we're talking about 1A to 4C, that texture chart is not indicative of hair density. So you can have like hair that is totally stick straight, like has no curl to it, but it's really, really, really dense. And so in that case, you need to use quite a bit of product to get it to like go as far as it needs to go. Just like you can have a 4C and have really coily hair, but it can be really, really fine in density. Like there's not that much. So in that case, like the hair needs a good amount of product, but you're not gonna use like handfuls if there's not that much hair in the first place. So density is not the same thing as texture. So even though Cori has like, you know, it's like a good like 2C, it's like kind of similar to mine. It's like 2C-ish, like maybe 3A-ish in some places. It's really long and it's really dense. Like her hair is not fine at all anywhere. So it needs a considerable amount of product. Now I'm gonna come in with our foam and I'm gonna concentrate this more on her root and her hairline, because I wanna get some like Julia Roberts, like bodacious like curls in here. I really want to see some good lift. So I am going to put that foam. I'm actually going to take some of our Embody foam and put it like straight on her root. I just really want to see like some good lift.
This smells so good.
Thank you. So that's kind of an example of like placement, right? I did one foam on her ends and a different foam on her roots. If you can hear that, there's a literal like squelch in her hair. That's how much product you want in your curls. I'm gonna just turn her around so you can just see how her hair looks through the ends. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could divide the front off from the back, and there's so many techniques to do this with. And we actually did this on one of our videos before. You could also do this with the foam, but I'm gonna take a little bit of our cream and you can literally just like put it through the section, wrap your finger around it like this, or wrap the section around your finger, curl it and curl it, curl it, curl it. See, so you can really start to like define the ends, and then you can take it in your hand like that and kind of squeeze it and then slowly release it. And you see how much more definition you get. So when you're first starting to wear your hair curly, this is a really good option for you to kind of like define your hair a little bit more. So I took my fingers too, I wrapped that section around it. I'm gonna take some of that air dry cream that I put on the back of my hand. I'm gonna squeeze it into her hair. Now this technique you could literally apply to like any length. You can do this on short curly hair, long curly hair, tighter curly hair, softer curly hair. You could also like do this, like wrap that on one finger and then it's gonna be a tighter curl, but see that one looks more like this, you know, as compared to that finger one. But really this is just like hair setting. Like it's just setting the hair. You could also do this on only the top. Like if your hair around your face is a little straighter and the back is really curly, you could do this technique on just the stuff around your face. And you can also mix and match. Like it's fun to get to see like what's gonna work best on your hair. So yeah, you do really wanna twist it though. That's like a thing to really get that curl all the way through the end. And then you can also just kind of take it when you're done and just like really like scrunch it in. If we roll the before and after, her ends are like totally way more defined than they were before we did that. So this is one of those things that it's like, if you're like, girl, I don't have time to do this, it's gonna take my whole life. If you do this on your hair when you're straight out of the shower and really set your curls like this on day one, this style will last you like 4 days. Like on wash day, it might take a little bit longer, but it will last forever. Cause like tomorrow she could literally just like remist some like, you know, any sort of like leave-in conditioner or like a curl activating spray, and she could like revive this set and like wear it down on day 2. Then on day 3, she could like take a little foam and do like a half up, half down, like, you know, like leave the back down, but put the front up. Then on day 5, she could like put all of it up in like a curly ponytail. And then day 7, she could take the curly ponytail and turn it into like a little messy bun. And that gets you through a whole week. And like days 2 through 7, it'll be taking you like 3 minutes to style your hair versus like really fighting it every day. You know what I mean? So that is like something that you can think about. Like if you invest the time in your initial style, it's gonna last like way longer. And that's true of straight hair, curly hair, like really any hair. Patty's gonna come in and help just for time.
And then for sleeping, I have a bonnet and a silk
Great.
pillowcase.
Great.
So is there like a preference or?
No, both is great. I love the both. It's gonna be so pretty when we're done with that. All of her products applied, and I think we can really see the quality of the curls from like before and after that application. There's obviously a lot of ways that you can diffuse the hair, but this way, if you stay out here and diffuse like this, it's gonna elongate the curl. If you come underneath like this, it's gonna emphasize the curl and make it curlier. So if you want more curl and more volume, you wanna come up underneath. If you wanna stretch your curl and make it longer, then you wanna stay on the outside how I showed you just before. So if you just got your hair cut and you're like, oh my God, it's so short, do the elongating diffuser, don't do the curl enhancing version. GLAMOROUS, we're flying first class. I love her clip that's been going viral on TikTok of her doing her like front hands or one, yes. It's one-handed front handsprings. It's not even cartwheels. Sorry that Cori has thick hair or like a lot of hair and that you're the most impatient YouTube producer that ever drew breath. I've never been rushed like this since 7th grade when my stepdad would say that like primming and pripping is for girls, and why am I late for school? This is looking really good. So now I put on the cold shot, and I'm just like putting the diffuser like on it and kind of pushing up your hair. Another way you can get a little more volume is like taking a comb like this and like. So I didn't diffuse her hair like all the way dry. I let it air dry a little bit at the end. And I want to show you. So we did those little finger twists. And if they ever need to be broken up a little bit, which I think, you know, sometimes they can be a little bit too, like, so like this one, see, I'm just going to take some oil. I took some oil in my hand and I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to separate that curl. And you can do that by kind of picking up those pieces that you set earlier, and you can see where they're kind of separated, and you just kind of separate them. And you can put some oil on your hands or like a cream on your hands so that your curls don't get frizzy. Look at the curls. You could take a little bit of oil, repeat the same motion. That was like a quarter of the beaker full. I will say hemisqualane absorbs really fast. Sometimes you can put it on at first and it seems like too heavy, and then you let it absorb and you're like, oh, it's great. Okay, but look at how good your curls look.
I know.
I'm ready to go get the female lead in a 90s rom-com.
Ah, yes.
I'm just doing like a tiny little bit. Look at how good that looks. And see, when you properly layer the product on curly hair, you can really kind of get in there and tousle it, and it doesn't frizz up on you. But I just think that looks so good, doesn't it?
It looks phenomenal.
Ah, that was fun.
Yay.
Yes.